Good day to you all. In this session we will cover real numbers, part 2. Sample 11. Show that 3 square root 2 is a rational. Solution hints. Product of rational number and an irrational number is a rational number. Let us assume 3 square root 2 is rational. 3 square root 2 equals a by b. Square root 2 equals a by 3b. Left hand side equals square root 2. Right hand side equals a by 3b is rational. And so left hand side square root 2 must be rational. Contradicts the fact that square root 2 is irrational. So we conclude that 3 square root 2 is irrational. Sample 12. Without actual division, show that the following are either terminating or non-terminating. Hints. 2 power n x 5 power m. 33 by 50 simplified form 2 power n x 5 power m, terminating. 17 by 625 simplified form 2 power n x 5 power m, terminating. 53 by 343. Denominator unsolved, hence non-terminating. 66 by 180. Denominator unsolved, hence non-terminating. Sample 13. Can the number 6 power n, being a natural number, end with digit 5? Give reasons. Solution hints. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Prime factorization of 6 power n are 2 and 3. Prime factorization of any composite number is unique. 6 power n can't have any prime factor other than 2 and 3. 6 power n can never end with 5, as 5 is not a prime factor of 6 power n. Sample 14. Given square root 3 is a rational number, then prove that 7 plus 2 square root 3 is also an irrational number. Solution hint. Sum of rational number and an irrational number is a rational number. Considering square root 3 equals 1.732, substituting square root 3 in the given equation, 7 plus 2 square root 3 equals 7 plus 2 square root 3 equals 7 plus 2. 1.732 equals 10.464101 is a rational number. Sample 15. Prove that square root 2 is irrational. Proof that the square root 2 is irrational. If square root 2 were rational, it could be expressed as a fraction by b in lowest terms, where a and b are integers, at least one of which is odd. But if a by b equals square root 2, then a square equals 2b square. A square must be even. Square of an odd number is odd. That in turn implies that even b must be odd because b is in lowest terms. On the other hand, if a is even, then a square is a multiple of 4. If a square is a multiple of 4 in a square equals 2b square, then 2b square is a multiple of 4, and therefore b square is even. And so is b. So b is odd and even. A contradiction. The initial assumption must be false. Therefore, square root 2 is irrational. Sample 16. Check that 15 n can end with digit 0. Solution hints. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. 15 power n can end with 0 only if 15 power n is divisible by 2 and 5. But prime factors of 15 power n are 3 power n x 5 power n. By the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, there is no natural number n for which 15 power n ends with the digit 0. Sample 17. Find the rational number between square root 2 and square root 3. Square root 2 equals square root 200 by 10. Square root 3 equals square root 300 by 10. Choose two perfect square number, x and y. such as square root 225 and square root 256. Further simplification. We get x equals 3/2 and y equals 8/5. Both are rational numbers. Sample 18. Given square root 2 is a irrational number, then show that 3 square root 2 is also an irrational number. Solution hints. Product of rational number and an irrational number is a rational number. Given square root 2 is a rational number, then 3 square root 2 can be converted into decimals. Substituting square root 2 equals 1.4142 in the given equation. 3 square root 2 equals 3, square root 2 equals 3 by 1.4142 equals 4.2426. 4.2426 is a non-terminating. So 3 square root 2 is a rational number. Sample 19. Given that square root 2 is a rational number, prove that 5 plus 3 square root 2 is a irrational number. Solution hints. Solution hints. Sum of rational number and an irrational number is a rational number. Given square root 2 is a rational number, then 5 plus 3 square root 2 can be converted into decimals. Substituting square root 2 equals 1.4142. In the given equation, 5 plus 3 square root 2 equals 5 plus 3 square root 2 equals 5 plus 3, 1.4142 equals 9.2426. Decimal value 9.2426 is a non-terminating. So 5 plus 3 square root 2 is a rational number. Sample 20. Confirm that HCF and LCM of two numbers are 24 and 541 respectively. Solution hints. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Given HCF equals 24, LCM equals 541. LCM divided by HCF of two numbers equals 541 divided 24 equals 22.5 is not an integer. Two prime numbers can't have the HCF and LCM as given, as it is against fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Sample 21. Identify the true statements. All the above statements are true. Sample 22. Identify the true statements. True. False. True. False. True. 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 Sample 23. Identify statements that are true. True. False. True. False. True. False. False. True. True. Sample 24. Mark the statements that are true. All the above statements are true. Sample 25. Mark the statements that are true. All the above statements are true. Thank you for watching Real Number. Register to join our channel for regular updated. First option, Chrome browse. Use the URL as shown. Second option, download Google Classroom from Play Store. Register for free in Google Classroom, class joining code S1WRHV. Cheers and good day.